Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the podcast where we talk all things film and television in real time. My name is Ryan.
And my name is Noah. How's everyone going? We had a pretty good premiere episode ready for Halloween. That's why I'm wearing this. And Ryan, how are you, man?
Dude, I am good. Where'd you get that from?
This is my brother Aaron's. This is Aaron's. He had it in his room with all of his movie stuff. He's big into movies, TVs, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is his. Unfortunately, not mine.
Are you wearing that this weekend for Halloween?
That's a fantastic question, Ryan. I'm not wearing that. I'm actually being Unk this weekend. I'm not sure if you and the audience are familiar, but a big trend these days is calling people Unk if they're at least 30 years or older. And a lot of people have said for a long time that I'm like a dad. I wear a lot of polo shirts and cargo shorts and everything. So I'm just going all out. I have an old grandpa costume, and I'm just gonna be Unk on Friday.
How, what generation? Gen Z? How Gen Z? Gen Z?
I think yeah, we're Gen Z.
Yeah. No, what's the current generation? Like all the people.
X, I believe. Oh no, yeah, Gen X is the younger, right?
Yeah. How Gen X, how brain rot of you to be.
Yes.
Dude, I was at a wedding this weekend, and all the little kids were calling me on that I hadn't seen in a few years. So, my cousins and stuff. Anyway, I still have not figured out my Halloween costume yet.
Clock's ticking, man.
I know, and I always do movie characters, like my favorite movie characters. So, who was I last year? I was Deadpool last year. I've done Spider-Man. I've done Superman. Well, Clark Kent / Superman. I did yeah, the thing. What else? I was Dwight Schrute when I went to go visit our buddy Ben in Duke. I dressed up as Dwight.
Now, did you dress up as Dwight trying to be Jim, or did you just dress up as Dwight?
It was just Dwight. But
Got it.
Free lunch Jim. That's the easiest costume to do.
Yep. I've thought about doing that. When you were Spider-Man, did you do it in New York City? Because I feel like otherwise it's a bit disingenuous.
I did Spider-Man not in New York, when I was at school in Miami. But I did Spider-Man kind of similar to how I did Superman, because I had the Spider-Man shirt, and then I had like a button down over it, kind of, and like glasses. I had the Edith glasses, the Tony Stark Edith glasses, and then I had the mask like hanging out of my pocket. So I kind of did like a camera. I did like the Peter Parker Spider-Man mix costume.
There you go. I think the only TV show or movie character I've done recently is Jim Hopper. We were talking about Stranger Things last episode. I was Hop, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, and it wasn't much. It was just a mustache and a sheriff's hat and a badge. That was kind of it, but I felt like the man, so it was cool.
Did people know who you were?
I had to tell a few. There were 1 or 2 people during the night that were, oh, Stranger Things, but the rest I had to tell all of them.
Nice. Well, it's Halloween this weekend. It's been a pretty good week. We're recording this on a Wednesday. You watch anything this week? Any TV? Any movies?
Great question. I actually went to a musical. I went to a Broadway show called Ragtime. Ryan, it was awesome. I don't know if you're big into musicals, big into Broadway shows. It was so cool. It takes place in the early 20th century, so the early 1900s. And it was just about, there's a white family, there's a black family, there's a Jewish family. So it's just about how everyone was treated during that time. Obviously, a lot of racism that the black family had to overcome. A lot of hardship that the Jewish family had to overcome. They were immigrants coming over. And it was very, very touching. It was very moving, but also there was some comedy. There were some laughs. It was very, very joyful. And yeah, I loved it a lot. I truly liked it.
Nice. I'm not like the biggest musical guy, but I'm not a musical guy. Anytime I've gone to one, it's been great. But yeah, I definitely lean more to the film, TV interest. Nice. That's cool. Who'd you go with?
I went with a friend.
Friend.
I went with a female friend. Yes.
Ah, female friend.
Yes, that I did.
We can talk more about that.
Yeah, we could talk about it later. I don't think it's I don't think it's pod appropriate.
Okay, no, not pod appropriate. I watched two movies on my plane ride this weekend. So I first watched Black Bag that came out this year. It's with Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett. Michael Fassbender is so underrated. He's do you know who Michael Fassbender is?
Of course.
Magneto.
You Magneto.
Magneto. Yeah, yeah. He's great. It was like a kind of a spy thriller. It was great. I really, really liked it. Only an hour and a half long. Definitely recommend checking it out. And then the second thing I watched also came out recently. It's Sorry Baby, and it's starring Eva Victor is her name, and she also wrote and directed the movie. Have you heard about it? Or
I have not.
okay. I didn't know if that nod was like a yeah, I've heard of it, or
I'm just following along.
just the most attentive of listeners.
Correct.
And it's just a movie about like how to deal with trauma or how she deals with trauma, especially when like other people's lives move on and have great things happening to them. So it was definitely emotional. I really like both plane movies I watched this weekend. And then today I watched Welcome to Derry, the new HBO Max series. And it was all right. I think I'll check out another episode. I didn't love it. It's definitely leans into the horror. It's pretty scary. But yeah, I don't want to give in way too much because it just came out. But yeah, it was decent. I'd say decent to good. So I'll stick with it for at least another episode and update you.
You got to be careful with plane movies because it's a commitment, and you could only download. I don't know if you had Wi-Fi on the plane or anything, but sometimes you could only download a few things. So when you commit beforehand, and so if you don't like something halfway through, it's too late. So I'm glad that you liked both plane movies because it's a risk sometimes.
Delta, man, I'm on Delta, so we
There you
got
go.
all the movies there. I don't have to worry.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay.
To be clear, I usually fly Frontier or like Spirit because it's the most affordable, and then I usually download. But this time I had to do Delta just because of where I was going. So just had so many to pick from.
Shout out Delta Airlines, the first sponsor of the pod, I guess. Or the
Imagine.
Another thing I watched this week was the season 5 finale of Only Murders. I don't know if you watch Only Murders in the Building. It's awesome. It's Steve Martin Short, Selena Gomez, which is just a hilarious 3-way pairing that you would think, huh? And they've made it work for 5 seasons. So it was a great finale. Overall, a good season, but great finale. And yeah, they renewed season 6. It's taking place in London, and I highly recommend. It's not like the greatest show of all time, but it's enjoyable. It's a really cool watch. Anybody who likes murder mysteries, sometimes they're a little predictable, sometimes it's not so predictable. So I love the show a lot, and I'm excited for next August for season 6.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes here and there. I started it. I liked it. I just, for whatever reason, life, then I never went back to it. But thanks for putting that back on my radar. Maybe I'll watch an episode later.
Yeah, you should. Great music too. Great music.
That's good music.
Oh yeah. Should
Also,
I hum it? Should I hum it?
Please.
No, I'm good. Later.
No, you can't do that. And then
You want me to? Do 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 do. It's great. It's great.
I think like probably 20% of our listeners just turned it off. So
That is probably true. I deeply apologize. I was
10 that listened to this just turned it off when they.
I was peer pressured by Ryan. I wasn't planning on it.
Let's get into our main topic, Noah. Let's talk about. You know what? Why don't you introduce this topic?
We talking about Wicked 2?
I am talking about Wicked 2, also known as Wicked for Good.
Wicked for Good. Wicked number 1 was pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not the biggest like musical guy, so I didn't know the story beforehand. You know, I knew kind of what it was, but I've never seen the stage play. So I don't know what happens in Wicked Part 2. I don't know if you do, but I've kind of purposely refrained from learning too. There's some things I know, but from learning too much. And I really, really like the first one.
So I saw Wicked on Broadway when I was super young. That being said, I don't remember all that happens in part two. I know it's obviously a prequel to Wizard of Oz, and the main takeaway from when I saw Wicked when I was elementary school, middle school age, however old I was Popular. I was obsessed with the song Popular. I literally listened to that all the time, and I don't care. I just did. I loved Popular, and uh, and yeah, so that was my big takeaway. But no, I love the Broadway show. I'm very excited for Wicked for Good because I thought the first one was really good. Ariana Grande was kind of fantastic as Glinda. I know everyone talks about Cynthia, and she was great, rightfully so. But Ariana Grande, she pulled it off so well. She is Glinda. She literally is Glinda. Jeff Goldblum was great. Everyone was great. The cast was great. The movie was really good. Peter Dinklage, he was in it. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm pretty pumped for part two. I don't know everything that happens, just like you. So I just know there's one casting update in the last week or so that we could maybe talk about. Other than that, I'm looking forward to in a few weeks.
Yeah, what's the casting update?
So Coleman Domingo will voice the Cowardly Lion. That's something that happened a week or two ago, and just like everything, Ryan, just like everything, people are up in arms. Oh, I don't like that casting. Oh, I don't know about that casting. It's the same story over and over again, where people just overreact. Wait for the movie to come out. Wait to see what happens. If you don't like it, then you could voice your displeasure.
You couldn't have said it better. It's just people making noise most of the time, um, because clearly the first Wicked was super well liked, and I'm pretty sure that when they cast Ariana Grande as Glinda, she probably got a similar type of backlash, and now she's Oscar nominated. So that's exciting. Coleman Domingo's great. I loved him in Sing Sing. Um, he's super talented. So any talented actor added to an already great or seemingly great movie is exciting. It's super exciting. Um, Not only that, but I believe the first people actually saw Wicked for good this week or the week before. I actually wrote down a few quotes just of people's reactions. So this one says, um, this review calls it an epic, heartbreakingly tender conclusion to one of the most dynamic friendships in pop culture history, with butterfly kiss sized surprises in store. I might have read that wrong, but surprises, that's exciting. That's a positive review. And the other one I saw says John M. Chu is a genius in the way he brings this to a close. Elphaba and Glinda's stories are expanded and they leave you with an emotional gut punch at the end. Cynthia Erivo is magnificent, but get ready for Ariana Grande as she takes this performance to the next level, and it is the tour de force. And wow, the world building, the costumes, and Alice Brooks' cinematography deserve your attention. Cannot wait to see it again. I sobbed so hard.
See, that quote actually made my eyebrows go up because Ariana Grande take it to the next level. Again, I think she already did. That was one of my main opinions after I saw the first one. I was so impressed by Ariana Grande, and I know her back from her Victorious days. Who doesn't? And then she's obviously a great singer and she's a superstar. But she was Glinda. It was awesome.
Yeah, I really also just sidetracking from Wicked specifically. I want to see her in something else because she's been in, Victorious as a kid. She was in that movie, the Don't Look Up one on Netflix a bunch of years ago, but kind of played herself. I want to see if she can, bring these acting chops to a role that isn't Glinda. So that's exciting, though. It's
I,
exciting.
yeah, I just love the charisma. I loved how she was so. I don't know. I thought she did a really really good job. I laughed out loud for a lot of the time when she was on screen, and that was the goal. And then she also obviously could sing, and I don't know, like everything. She was pretty good. So we'll see how she is in the second one.
And something interesting is that if Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are nominated for an Oscar again, because they were both nominated last year, they would be the seventh and eighth performers in Oscars history to be recognized for the same role twice. Kind of interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Uh, and year after year, it's pretty exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. New casting is exciting to me. We'll see. The reviews are positive. Um, yeah, I'm excited. And dude, you know what I do? I work in set design, production design. I'm trying to become a production designer. So what better movie has there been in the past few years with production design like Wicked? I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the behind the scenes stuff from Wicked, but they really built cities. They planted, I forgot the exact number, but thousands of poppy plants and seeds, and they built waterways and canals. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. What
Well, if there's going to be a Wicked Part 3, here's your guy right here, Ryan Berman. Here's your guy.
we'll see. We'll see. Um, cool, cool.
Are we talking about my guy now?
Yeah, let's talk about him. Let's talk about your guy you mentioned is going to be one of your 5 dream people that are alive today to have dinner with. John Williams, the composer of some of just the most amazing movies ever, everything from Star Wars to Indiana Jones, Superman, E.T., the list goes on and on and on. And today, it was announced that John Williams is officially going to be scoring Steven Spielberg's newest movie. So I don't know if you've heard about this movie. It's very, very under wraps. All that's kind of known is that it's a Steven Spielberg blockbuster movie that is going to be released in, I believe, June. I think it's June of this July of this upcoming year. And I think I already said, deals with UFOs, and it's going to star Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, and Coleman Domingo, who we just talked about. And John Williams is going to be scoring this movie, marking their 30th collaboration together of Steven Spielberg and John Williams.
Well, Ryan, you just talked about the list of 5 on the dinner. I told you John Williams, my number 1 pick, my overall number 1. But the only person who is on both of our lists is Mr. Steven Spielberg. So we obviously both think highly of him. You could rattle off all of his movies as well, and it's pretty remarkable. Another collaboration, the 30th between the 2 living legends, and I'll be there. I'll be seated. That's an easy buy if we're gonna go with the buy sell thing from last week. That's an easy buy for me.
It's the easiest buy, and he's 92 years old. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I was gonna hear another John Williams original score in a brand new original movie, much less with Steven Spielberg. So, yeah, this if it wasn't on your radar, it just jumped up on mine even more because of this collaboration.
Rise of Skywalker star himself, John Williams. Rise of Skywalker star.
He has a little cameo in the
which is sick. You've seen it, right? Where it's like all the props, the ET, the Jaws, everything behind him. Oh, so cool.
I should relook it up. I think it rings a little memory. I should look that up again.
Very cool. I'm usually anti too many non-Star Wars related Easter eggs in Star Wars. I like to keep Star Wars, but come on, for that's just so cool.
And then the final one. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, the other thing that's like super exciting to me about this is just another original movie by a big director. I'm sure Steven Spielberg got tons of money to make this movie, and that's super, super exciting. One of my biggest complaints, I guess, is a lot of times people say, oh, Hollywood doesn't make enough original movies. Hollywood doesn't make enough original films. It's all franchises. It's all this. And my kind of issue with that is that I think they do make a ton of original films. I just don't think that people go to see them, maybe because they're lower budget, don't have as big stars, maybe not as big a director, but they're out there. People can go see those movies. But what I do think Hollywood is working on is giving these big directors and big actors more money to make these big original films, which is a step in the right direction of increasing their exposure, right? So movies like Sinners that came out this year, Weapons, all original films, right? And I'm just excited to see another huge original blockbuster with huge movie stars, huge director, the best composer ever. I'm pumped.
Yeah, no, it's
Aliens.
And Aliens. It's pretty great. Sinners is really good. Was Sinners your best non-superhero project of the year?
You know, I think when I was rewatching our podcast, you said that because I said Superman's my 3rd favorite superhero movie of the year.
You're right.
My 3rd favorite movie. That's not true.
I do remember saying that. Yep, you're right.
I have Sinners above it, I think I have Weapons above it. I think I have F1 above it, and I think I have Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four above it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're we talked about this. I'm higher on Superman. But was that in order that you just said though?
I don't know if I can look it up my letterbox quickly, but I think that I have Sinners at 4, right?
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, I love Letterbox, but their interface needs some work.
I told you my issue with Letterbox.
Okay, I have Fantastic Four, Weapons, F1, then Caught Stealing, which is amazing. Austin Butler movie, loved it. Thunderbolts, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Superman. At the moment.
Can I tell you something embarrassing?
Yeah, talk to me.
I have not seen One Battle After Another, and I don't know how because I'm obsessed with Leo. He's easily top 10 on my list of dinners. So, yeah, I have to get on that badly.
So good. I think that when I rewatch it again at some point, it's gonna maybe bump up, maybe to number 2 or 3. So,
all right, yeah, no, that's actually my homework. I need to watch One Battle After Another.
yeah, that's your homework. I'm excited to hear from you next week.
Yeah, no, that's done and doneer.
Cool.
Done and doneer. Ryan, have you ever seen a film called Back to the Future?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it was released exactly
I've seen the musical.
40 years ago. Sorry, what did you say?
And I've seen the musical.
I have not.
Just because we were talking about musicals.
Yeah, we were talking about it's a musical episode. The title of the episode is going to be some musicals. All right. Yeah, so Back to the Future came out 40 years ago. I'm not sure if it was exactly this weekend, but around this time, 40 years ago. It's getting re-released in theaters this weekend. And yeah, it's I'm just like we've been talking about for a lot of stuff. I'll be there. I'm gonna see it. It's gonna be pretty cool to see.
Unks are gonna be out.
All of us. Should I wear the costume? Should I wear the costume?
Dude, you're not an unk. You're. It's 40 years ago. We weren't even a thought.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe I'll go check it out if I get some time. I would love to go see Back to the Future in theaters. I've never had that experience. That's great.
Back to the Future, top 15 favorite movie of mine, I believe. Maybe top 20, but I believe top 15.
It's up there for me. It's so good. I thought about it. I thought about it earlier doing Marty McFly for Halloween this year.
I thought about it too. I just don't have any Doc Brown, so I would need to find an actual unk to be my Doc Brown.
The red puffy jacket, DeLorean.
Yeah, bring a little skateboard too.
Maybe like a hoverboard, one of those hoverboards that was the whole trend in 2017.
Yeah. Another movie in the 80s. Another movie around the time when Spielberg was doing his thing. This was obviously Robert Zemeckis. It's a classic movie. I think it's funny. We talk about Marvel. We're going to be talking about Marvel a lot. They make a couple Back to the Future jokes in Endgame, the biggest movie of all time. So it's like it's impacted so many movies. Any movie you've seen since Back to the Future that deals with time travel either references Back to the Future or has some characteristics that Back to the Future had. So it's just such an impactful movie, and it's just so great.
It's perfect. It's one of the perfect movies that just exists. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that. I didn't know that, and I will definitely try and make it to go see it this weekend. AMC Stubs.
I'm not going to lie, Ryan. I didn't know that. I looked up what movies are coming out in theaters this weekend, and it said Back to the Future. I was like, wait, what? And then I saw 40th Anniversary. So, yeah.
There you go. Speaking of movie theaters, let's say you were to take a DeLorean, right, back in time to a movie theater, to a movie, watch in the past. What movie are you gonna go see?
So if I was going to take a DeLorean back in time to have that, opening night experience, basically.
Yeah, basically.
First movie that comes to mind is the original Star Wars. A New Hope.
It's probably my answer too.
Yeah, which I guess is basic, but come on. I mean, just for the opening alone of seeing the Star Destroyer, like that opening, 2 minutes. I need to time travel and see that and watch everyone's reaction. I'm a huge reaction guy. I watch video and TV reactions on YouTube a lot. I love like anytime it's my favorite. Like I see a movie that I love, I go on YouTube and I look up reactions. I go out of my way to look up reactions. I love watching people's reactions to
Yeah.
things. So it's for myself to be able to take all that in, but it's also looking around. Empire Strikes Back is one where I'm your father. I'd love to look around and see all those people like, oh, just how I was when I was a kid.
You
There are so many original Star Wars for so many reasons. The visual effects back in the late '70s. Yeah, I think that's my number one. I have a couple that I'm thinking of, but I'll let you talk more about A New Hope.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say A New Hope originally, but I might switch it to like uh Empire Strikes Back. I was gonna say Return. Empire Strikes Back because at that point, right, Star Wars now has all the craze. So now people are showing up to that premiere. I've seen the videos of this down the street in their costumes, and then you're right. You get to see that moment of everyone else realizing that Darth Vader is his father. That's sick. I changed my answer. I would want to be at the Empire Strikes Back premiere.
I mean, it's my favorite movie of all time. So I'm not gonna have a problem with you
You
saying
have
that
an
at all.
answer already, though. You can't switch it.
No, I'll change. No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it original Star Wars. But my 1A, as Lex Luthor would say, is OG Star Wars. But my 2A is my 1B. I had to throw that in there. My 1B, I think it might be Wizard of Oz. We talked about Wicked, of course. The sequel to Wicked is called Wizard of Oz, and it's the first movie in color. So just seeing again, same thing with seeing everyone's reaction to color as soon as she starts dreaming
Mhm.
or yeah, um, yeah, I think that'd be sick.
It
It'd
would
be
be
so cool.
awesome. It would be awesome. Um, I I probably told you this before, but I that's one of my oldest core memories of like learning I love film and television was like watching the behind the scenes of Wizard of Oz and seeing how they built all the sets for the original one and seeing all the stuff that went into like making a movie. And I remember like where I was sitting in my old house, like watching all the behind the scenes of that movie. And of course, I've done the same with Star Wars and all those Back to the Future, whatever. But that's like the first one that awakened me. It was like, wow, like people do this as a job. They create these stories and they build these sets and yeah. So that's a great
Ryan, unfortunately, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
yeah, put me on the spot.
If you had a DeLorean and you could time travel into the future and see any movie or show from 26 or 27, something that's coming out in the next 2 years. We're going to talk a lot about the upcoming projects in the next 2 years. What do you think you'd want to see? What do you think you'd want to see right now without a trailer, without anything?
So now we're in Back to the Future 2. Where
Yes, exactly. We're in Back to the Future too. That's where my mind's at, correct?
mm. Okay. My gut instinct is to say Secret Wars. I mean, supposed to be the biggest one yet. Um, that is super, super exciting. But a little bit of my heart tells me Dune 3. I love the Dune movies, and they've grown on me over time. The first time I saw it, I was like, okay, that was beautiful. Again, amazing production design, great performances. Um, that was Dune 1. And then I saw Dune 2, and I was like, wow, that was a really, really good movie. And then I read the book. And then I went back and watched them, and now they're like probably both in my top 25 of all time. So I am pumped for Dune 3. I am pumped for Secret Wars. Um, oh, I take it back. Neither of those are the answer. My number one movie I would time travel to see is The Odyssey.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I love Christopher Nolan. Um, two of the people that I said are at my table, Christopher Nolan and Tom Holland. Last week we talked about five people at our dinner table. Um, I can't contain my excitement for a globe-trotting, mythological Christopher Nolan epic movie on IMAX. That's the answer. It probably would go the Odyssey, then I would travel to Star Wars, and then I would travel to Theme Park.
The Odyssey is a great answer. It might be mine. Um, the only reason why I can't pick Secret Wars is because if everything is done the right way, you have to see Doomsday first. That's the only reason I wouldn't see it. So, like, again, in this scenario, you're time traveling forward. I guess technically you could watch Doomsday at home, but that's kind of cheating. So the DeLorean takes it right to the movie theater in this scenario. So I think I couldn't choose Secret Wars because you would need to see Doomsday first. That's just where my mind goes. Odyssey is probably the right answer, but I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to give you the Batman Part 2. There's so many things.
Many good movies.
There's so many. I'm going to give you the Batman 2. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm impatient. We've been waiting a long time for it. But come on, Matt Reeves, Pattinson. The Batman was great. I don't think it was the Dark Knight level. Definitely not. But great movie. And, I don't think we need to talk too much about it because, like, come on, it's the Batman Part 2. I'm excited for it, and I would quite literally time. There's nothing I need to see. That's the thing. I don't need to see a trailer. I don't need to see anything. Just get me to the Batman Part 2. With Secret Wars, I would need to see Doomsday first. I would want to get that hype trailer like we got for Infinity War and then again for Endgame. For the Odyssey, I guess I would agree with that also. I definitely agree with you there. If I could choose anything over the Odyssey, Batman Part 2.
Well, the good news is, Noah, we do not have to wait too long because we got not only those coming, but we have Supergirl coming up. We have Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avatar 3, Toy Story 4. I can go on and on. We got a lot. We're going to be eating well.
We're going to be eating very well. Should we go into the game?
Let's do it.
All right, Ryan. We're getting closer to the holidays. Of course, a very romantic time of the year, where you may take a female friend of yours to see a Broadway show, to see a theater, whatever it may be. And if you could ship any two characters,
does she know this podcast exists?
I'm not sure. Maybe she's about to. Maybe we're gonna get so big time, then she'll be like, "Whoa, he's talking about me." We'll see. If you could put any two characters in a relationship from a different movie, different show universes. So not in the same universe, any two characters in all of media. Oh, sorry, Mace. Any two characters in all of media together in a relationship, who would you choose?
Okay. So, in full disclosure, we did know this question beforehand because we both knew we had to think about this answer, but Noah doesn't know my answer, and I don't know Noah's answer. So, I'm going to walk you through kind of my thought process, right? So, it's funny enough, the first thing that I was thinking about was like, I want to do characters that are not like, comic booky characters and stuff. I was trying to think of something out there, and I was trying to think of like characters that are like super, super passionate about something. So, I thought about, have you seen Whiplash?
Yes.
Yeah. So at first I thought about Andrew, Miles Teller's character from Whiplash, and I was like, okay, now who's a female who has like that same sort of like drive and like passion? And I went to like Anya Taylor-Joy in Queen's Gambit was what I was thinking of. But then I was like, it must have had that connection in my brain because of this, because there was this movie that released earlier this year called The Gorge, and it's basically about Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, and they are both guarding like these like watchtowers on the other end of like a gorge, like a big gorge, and they can only communicate like through like a telescope across the way or like binoculars. And there's a scene in a montage of their bonding where Miles Teller's character starts playing the drums for her from across the way, and then she pans across the way. The next shot is them playing chess from across the way. So it must have subconsciously went there. So I thought that was a funny story to bring up. But here's who I chose. Complete 180 from that. I think that I want to see Gru from Despicable Me. You know Gru?
Yes.
With Edna. Edna from...
Whoa, wait, that's good. That's good. Wait, but here, okay, let's play it out.
Yeah, let's play
I feel like she'd wear the pants. I feel like she's Edna mode. No capes. She takes command, and Gru would be okay with that?
For sure.
Okay.
Gru is a simp.
No, you're right because of the daughters. Yeah, it becomes softer. You're right. You're right. Okay, so it'd be grew after the character development. Okay,
Not only that, but you could have the coolest superhero, supervillain costume
it's
for when he
true. Yeah.
steals the moon.
Wait, you're right. That's good. That's really good. I like that a lot, actually. I
Uh
like that a lot.
huh.
That's good. That might be better than mine. I think that. Yeah. Um,
Really proud of it. Yeah. What's your answer?
you should be. That's pretty spectacular. So my answer is Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. Ron Swanson, and Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development. So I'm not sure how familiar you are with both shows, but Ron is very, very tough, very, very conservative. Even though he works in the government, he hates government, and he's extremely conservative. But when it comes to women, he gets like a borderline abused by them. Like he's tough in every single department except for when it comes to women, and then he shrivels up and he goes back to them for a second time and a third time, and it's a whole thing. It's a weird thing where his mom was named Tammy, and then both his girlfriends are named Tammy, and it's clearly extremely toxic. So I was thinking, who would be very very toxic with Ron Swanson, and I thought Lucille Bluth. She would keep him in line. She's very strict and she's very full of herself and she's not that much of a family person realistically, even though the show's about family. That's why her character's great. And yeah, I think they would go very well together. It would be extremely toxic, but they would both be attracted to each other, I think.
I wish I could give you a better answer, but I do know who Ron Swanson is, of course, and I've seen episodes of Parks and Rec, but I've not seen Arrested Development at all. So I'm not
Fantastic.
super familiar with either of the characters. Who plays Lucille? You know, I wonder if I'd recognize her
I'll know in a sec.
because if I knew the uh, Lucille,
I got her.
did.
Jessica Walter. She's phenomenal. She's so, so, so good on the role. And she passed away
Yeah,
either earlier this year or a year ago.
yeah, I know her. I think that might be. Yeah,
Have you seen Archer?
no, haven't seen her.
Oh, okay. So she's the mom in Archer.
Well,
That's
your reasoning sounds great. Also sounds like Gru and Ron Swanson are going to have to talk about their relationship issues and how they're being pushed around by their
Yeah,
girl.
but I think your relationship works better than mine.
Probably, probably.
Because he doesn't look. He's getting pushed around, but he's getting the suits. I totally agree with your reasoning.
Thanks, 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 thanks.
All right. In addition to relationships, friendships are also important. What's your we get same exact question, but this time friendships from different universes.
Yeah. So kind of how I went about this one was I opened up my letterbox and just looked through my top 50 of all time, and I don't know, something drew me to Oppenheimer. I was looking at Oppenheimer for a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna see who Robert Oppenheimer would be in a good relationship with. And this is who I chose. I chose Jalen Urso from Rogue One. He's the creator of the Death Star. Oppenheimer created the nuclear bomb. The two of them could have really in-depth conversations about how they created these crazy weapons of mass destruction, and they can really, be there for one another. Not many people can relate to that type of death that they committed. So that's my answer.
Am I allowed to be harsh? Am
Yeah,
I allowed to be harsh?
sure.
Because I did highly compliment your last one.
Please.
I don't know if Galen would be on board at all with Project Manhattan. His whole thing was that he was kind of forced to do what he did.
Yeah.
So but also there was remorse felt by Oppenheimer. That was the whole point of the second half of the movie. No, I see it. I see it, and I also don't. I don't know.
I tried to go for something a little, there's
No, I
obviously
know.
funny answers, and I'll
None of this is actually serious. I know.
dude, you're right though. You're right though. Like he definitely is probably a better person than Rob. Actually, I don't know if Oppenheimer's a bad person, but he definitely has way more remorse and regret. Um, Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, he was forced. I mean, he was forced to do it,
I
and then
think
he, and then yeah, I don't know. He was forced to do it, and then he told them about the Death Star, and the reason why they were able to do what they did was because of him. And then Oppenheimer just said he felt guilt. I know there was more. There was more to his character. I understand that. But he felt guilt about what he did. And it's not like he was forced to.
That's some trauma in that friendship, though. They'd really.
There's a lot. No, you're right. There would be the therapy sessions would be off the charts. I agree with that.
Yeah, they've indirectly killed so many people.
Like a lot of people.
Like very similarly too. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to flip my argument on its head, Galen is indirectly responsible for way more deaths.
Yeah, planets.
Like, yeah.
Literal planets.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's the opposite.
Look for your answer.
All right. Okay. So my answer let me take you on a journey here.
I'm ready.
For some reason, I did the same thing where I looked at my movie list. For some reason, I wanted to try to find. Have you seen The Departed?
I'm halfway through The Departed. We started about a week ago, and I just haven't got a chance to finish it.
Okay, perfect. So you know Costello. You know Jack Nicholson's character, Frank Costello. For some reason, I thought of him, and I was trying to find a character who'd be friends with him, another tough guy, basically. So along the lines of you were thinking of, like, another person who's very, very similar. And I feel like I kept trying, and I couldn't really think of anybody who would get along with Costello for some reason. So I just settled. I don't know about settled, but I pivoted, and I came up with Grogu and Jack.
That's so good, Noah. You don't even need to give that preamble.
I'm glad you like it. Now wouldn't that be Grogu and Jack? Yeah, they're both cute, but Grogu has the Force powers and Jack has the other powers, and they both be experimenting.
I like it. What about that as a family? You got Gru, Edna, it's
Grogu and Jack. Look at us, both Incredibles. I happen to wear this shirt. I didn't know we were gonna have the Incredibles talk.
Stand up. It's tough to see it over here.
Stand up.
Let's see this. There you go. You
did some costume thing.
Noah.
Huh?
You are incredible.
I appreciate that, Ryan. I think you're pretty incredible too.
Dude, I am so glad we're doing this. This was super fun. I am just I'm always thinking about ideas and things we could talk about, and it's kind of my biggest passion project at the moment. So thanks, Noah, again.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome, man. I have so many thoughts, so many ideas. I know you do too. So we're just going to be able to spread them out over a bunch of episodes.
And yeah, ideally this just evolves. Our production, our chats, people we bring on, all of this, and yeah, it's all super exciting. I guess a few reminders quickly kind of reminders. Last week we said that we were going to give away a $50 AMC gift card to someone who subscribes and comments down below. We got a whole total of 0 comments. So I think we got one today. So we're going to extend it though. We're going to extend it another week. So if you comment down below and subscribe, you have a chance to win a $50 AMC gift card from us. Besides that, our episodes are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on. Are you going to give your social media?
Sure.
You can follow me, Ryan Berman _ on Instagram, or Ryan Berman 30 on TikTok, where I mainly post.
Instagram and Twitter /X Nepstein24. That's NEPSTEIN 24. And for TikTok, that's just going to be Ryan. I have an account, but I don't use it. I might start using it again.
What actually? Also, I think by the time we post this, I think we'll also have an Instagram. I'm thinking about it, posting our clips on Instagram Reels. I think it would be good.
Okay.
So, I don't want to say a name, but something along the lines of in real time. So
yes,
I'm sure you'll be able to find us. So there's that too.
Yeah, we'll have an Instagram. We'll have a TikTok. Yeah, no, I mean we're super pumped. We didn't even touch upon this in the beginning, Ryan, but we got pretty awesome feedback on the first episode. We're happy that whoever reached out to us, we're happy that you guys liked it. If you didn't like it, Hopefully you stick around and like this episode even better. Or better.
Yeah. And guess what? We will be next week. We will be we will be back next week to talk all things movie and television in real time.
In real time. Have a good Halloween, man.
You too, Noah. Bye.